Hi everyone, Amy here with Amy Swears, and I have an easy stenciled thank you card. Now what I have here is one of the brand new stencils from the June release at A Colorful Life Designs. It's called Water Spout, and it is so cool and unique looking, and I'm really excited to use it for this card. I do have a panel of craft colored cardstock that I cut down with a stitched edge rectangle die, and I have a little piece of black cardstock as well. Now here are a couple photos to show you the direction that we're going, but this really did come together in a snap, and it's so unique looking. I feel like it could work for anyone. So here I'm just going to use this one color, black soot, which is Distress ink, and I have my blending brush from the Rabbit Hole Designs. Now initially I'm thinking I'm going to flip it over this way just because I like the orientation better for the composition, and then I would put the stencil in the lower right. But as you can see in a moment, once I start ink blending, I quickly realize, yeah, I need pixie spray on this one. You can see it just kind of popped up on me. So I'm just going to start over here, clean this off, and I actually did put pixie spray on the back of it. So I decided not to flip it over since I was going to be putting pixie spray on it. I didn't want to put pixie spray on the front of the card, but that is a temporary adhesive, and it will hold down this stencil onto my card panel, and then it won't shift around on me. And I also realized at this point that I needed to re-ink my little black soot ink pad. So I'm just getting my Distress ink re-inker and just kind of adding some extra ink into this. So I don't have all the re-inkers. I do have all the minis, but I don't have the re-inkers yet. So just gonna let that sit a minute, and you can see it's still quite juicy on there, but I decided to just go for it because I want it to be really stark, and I want these black lines to really pop out. And you can see how well the pixie spray is holding down the stencil for me now. I didn't really think with the connection points on this that it was going to be an issue, but there are certain points, as you saw, that will kind of pop up on you. So you kind of have to use your judgment and get a feel for your different stencils on whether you need something like pixie spray or not. Sometimes you don't, but in this case it really did help me out. So I'm just using this one color. I'm kind of going very heavy-handed. I really want those lines clearly defined and stark against that craft cardstock. So I'm just going over a couple times just to make sure it's nice and dark, clean up my work surface, and then slowly peel back this stencil to reveal this awesome design. So I decide to ultimately attach it to the card base. Like I said, I have that piece of black cardstock just to kind of tie in some more black and create a little bit of a border. But this one, I have the new Oh Bite Me stamp set. It's one of the 2 new stamp sets from this June release, but I'm just going to use the thanks portion. So I'm going to do some very simple, easy masking. I'm going to use my mint tape from scrapbook.com and mask off everything but the word thanks. And I have the same color, black soot, but I did switch to Distress Oxide just because that does stamp a lot better than Distress ink. So if you've worked with it before, you know Distress ink is a dye and it doesn't stamp the greatest. It does a ton of other really awesome things, but it doesn't stamp quite as beautifully as the Distress Oxide does. So again, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and thick on there in terms of the ink, and then I'm just going to stamp it down with my acrylic block. If you're a little nervous, obviously you can pop this in a stamp positioner or a MISTI if you have one of those. And then to finish this off, I'm going to use these little black matte bling edge that I got also in an order from A Colorful Life Designs, and I'm going to use those similar shapes or sizes of these circles and cover all of this component of the stencil. So I'm going to do that on all these dots. I have small, medium, and large, and I'm just using some Barely Arts liquid glue just to kind of cover these dots and add some visual interest to the card. So overall, a very simple design. Anybody could do this. It's just the one color, and I feel like this neutral would work for anyone. You could use it for a boy, you could use it for a girl, you could turn it into a birthday card. So that's what I love so much about stencils, is you can really play with them and use them in different ways. Use all sorts of stuff from your crafty stash to create different looks and different techniques. But these June ones are so fun. So there's lots of kind of summer water theme stuff, some florals, really cool stuff like this. So really unique, like you've probably grown to expect from A Colorful Life Designs. But I will link everything in the video description box below. If you do shop for some stencils or these new stamps, be sure to use my coupon AmyFan10 and you'll save on your complete order. So thanks for spending time with me today. I'll catch you next time. Bye.